everyone, Charles Watts here, the Arsenal correspondent goal, joining you, probably about an hour after full-time whistle, maybe not 45 minutes after the full-time whistle here at the Emirates. Arsenal 2, Leicester 0, another win for Arsenal, another step closer to that Champions League dream, but there's still 12 games to go. This was the start of a really big week for Arsenal. I spoke about it in previous videos. 3 games in 6 days, Leicester, Liverpool, Villa, and they've just got off to the perfect start. This was as comfortable as you would have wanted, to be honest, at the start of kick-off. It felt like a tricky game. Leicester arriving here on the back of 4 successive wins in all competitions, but in truth, this was as comfortable as you could get, really. I mean, there was a little nervy moment, sort of about 15-minute spell just before half-time when Arsenal were leading 1-0 at that point, thanks to Thomas Partey's goal, and Leicester were pushing. They nearly equalised. Brilliant save from Aaron Ramsdale to keep out Harvey Barnes' header. But other than that, it was, Arsenal were comfortable. They dominated the game. I've got the stats in front of me here, and just never really tested. 21 shots for Arsenal, only 6 for Leicester, 8 on target for Arsenal, only 3 for Leicester, only 1 in the second half when you thought they'd be pushing. It was just a dominant performance. It's what you want, and this is an Arsenal team that are brimming with confidence right now. No one is in as good a form as Arsenal in the Premier League. 9 wins from 11, not even Manchester City and Liverpool can say that. It's just going wonderfully well. You're kind of waiting, because this is Arsenal, you're waiting for it to all go horribly wrong, but at the moment it's not. Now obviously there's some tougher tests to come, Liverpool especially on Wednesday night. This is going to be the true test. We've just been speaking to Mikel Arteta, who is actually, I can't turn this video around, he's actually in front of me now with, I think, looks like with his family down on the pitch, just having some photos taken on pitch side, and we're just speaking to him in the press conference downstairs, and he said that, I've got the quote here, I wrote it down. He was asked about Liverpool on Wednesday night, and he said that's a different level now. We have to take the game to a new standard to have a chance to beat them. Tomorrow we are going to start to prepare. So he knows that is going to be a huge test on Wednesday night. It's going to be intriguing to watch how Arsenal go into that game. I think back to New Year's Day against Manchester City, and Arsenal went absolutely toe-to-toe with Manchester City that day, were deservedly winning at half-time. Only lost the game because of what happened with the refereeing decisions, the penalty, the red card. If Arsenal can produce a similar type of performance as that against Liverpool on Wednesday, then they've got every chance of certainly pushing Jurgen Klopp's side close. Now, Liverpool, we've seen time and time again in recent seasons, they know how to beat Arsenal, and they're beating them pretty heftily at times, mainly at Anfield, it has to be said. But yeah, it's going to be intriguing to see just how Arsenal perform against Liverpool on Wednesday night, and if they can take this form and really give them a proper go. And I think they will. I really do. They're just playing with so much confidence now. You watch them tonight, lots of people looking at this game and thinking, are Arsenal going to stumble? They saw United win yesterday. They had the pressure of having to win to go back into the top 4. They just cope with it very, very, very well. Yes, it's a young side, but at the moment, pressure doesn't seem to be getting to them. If anything, it seems to be driving them on, and that is very good to see. I thought they were great tonight. There was a couple of standout performances, probably 3 performances, I would say. Aaron Ramsdale deserves a big bit of credit for that save he made. It was brilliant. Brendan Rodgers in his press conference said right now that he's the best English goalkeeper, and I don't think anyone can argue with him for that. But I thought the 3 standout performances for me, Ben White was brilliant. I thought at centre-back, once again, superb performance from him. Any sort of threat that Leicester posed, he just cut it out very, very quickly. He's just so calm. Has to be in the England squad next week. If he's not, then it'll be an utter joke if he doesn't make the England squad, especially if players like Conor Cody and Tyrone Mings do. But he was great. But then Partey and Odegaard and Thomas Partey, just absolutely exceptional. I think Partey's 100% in the best run of form he's been in since he's arrived at Arsenal, producing top-level performances week after week now, which is what we all wanted when he arrived, what we all expected when he arrived from Atletico Madrid. There's no doubt it's taken him longer than we all expected to produce these type of performances, but he is absolutely flying right now, and it was a monstrous performance from him today. Got his goal as well, which is great, his second goal. Again, it was a header, yet to score an actual shot for Arsenal, despite probably taking about 5,000 since he arrived at the club. He did hit the bar with one in the first half. It would have been a great goal, but hit the bar with that one. But he did score a header as easy as you like, near the post from Martinelli's corner. And he had a part in the second goal as well, which came from the penalty spot. Alexander Lacazette scoring it. It was given after a VAR check for a handball. Thomas Partey trying to bundle a header in on the line. Glanced a Villa player's hand. I can't actually remember what Villa player it was. It was a definite penalty. You see it in the replays, and quite why it took so long for VAR to give it and the referee to go over to the screen and check it. And it was just clear penalty. It had to be given, and it was. And it was a great penalty from Lacazette as well, which credit to him, given it's been a long time since he scored. Probably was a little bit nervous waiting to take that, but he picked out the top corner and beat Kasper Schmeichel. So a really good moment for him. And after that, it was just relatively serene. That goal came just before the hour mark, and the last half hour was relatively serene for Arsenal. They just cruised through it. So, really good performance, and just what the doctor ordered at the start of what's going to be a very, very big week for Arsenal. Right, player ratings time then. We'll start with Aaron Ramsdale, obviously, in goal. Didn't actually have that much to do. I mean, like I said, Leicester only had 3 shots on target, but that one save from Harvey Barnes at such a crucial moment of the game when Leicester were on top and playing well just before half-time. Had that gone in, game could have been completely different in the second half. And, it looked like it was in. There's a brilliant replay of Brendan Rodgers. He was already celebrating it on the touchline when Harvey Barnes got the header, and then you just saw Ramsdale fling himself and somehow push it over, and Rodgers just turned around to the Leicester bench, and you could visibly see him say the word wow. It was such a good save. So for that alone, I'm giving him an 8. Because it was just such a brilliant save. Cedric Suarez at right back again in absence of Tomiyasu. I thought he struggled at times, especially in that spell when Leicester were very, very good. Harvey Barnes caused him a lot of problems. Second half, he was much better. Leicester didn't offer anywhere near as much threat down their left-hand side, Arsenal's right. But for about 20 minutes in the first half, I thought he struggled a little bit. But Harvey Barnes is a very good player. It's no great surprise. So I'm going to give Cedric a 6. Ben White, like I said, brilliant. He's going to get an 8 for me. Ben White, really great performance. You look at distribution-wise, 78 passes, 70 of them successful. Most touches on the pitch, 93. Everything's going through Ben White. He's starting everything off. He's just proving why Arsenal spent all that money to bring him in. He produced the most clearances of any Arsenal player, 3. The most interceptions, 3. Just great performance from Ben White. So he gets an 8 as well. Gabriel, I'm going to give a 7. Kieran Tierney, I thought Tierney was much, much better today. He gets a 7. He struggled a little bit against Watford, but I thought Tierney was, he was back towards his best today. He gets a 7. Thomas Partey, he's my man of the match. It was really close. I mean, you could have picked Partey or Odegaard as man of the match, but I'm going to give it to Thomas Partey because he did score the goal, the crucial first goal to help settle the nerves. He gets a 9 from me. Granit Xhaka playing in that advanced role that we're seeing him more in. Now, if you head over Sam Dean, Telegraph reporter, go and check out his tweet. He tweeted out after the game the average positions of all the players, and you can, at the end of the 90 minutes, you can really see just how advanced Granit Xhaka is now playing in this new system that Arteta is introducing. For me, there's always been a wonder, how do Arsenal move on from Granit Xhaka? I think we're seeing it now in this new role, because long term, this isn't Granit Xhaka's position, it's just not. But it kind of looks like what we're seeing at the moment is Arsenal transforming into this kind of 4-3-3 diamond shape. A new player is going to come in the summer and fill that role, and I wouldn't be surprised if Xhaka moves on. But for now, he's playing it very, very well. He gets a 7. Bukayo Saka, not the best Saka performance. I mean, he's always a threat, as he always is. He's brilliant when he's on the turn and turning players, but he's got a bit of a kick in at times as well, Saka. He's targeted by Leicester players. I'm going to give Saka a 7. Odegaard, like I said, it was toss of a coin type thing for man of the match for me between Odegaard and Partey. Just such a brilliant player to watch. The last 15 minutes, he was just taking the mick out of Leicester. He really was. They just couldn't get the ball off him. He was in so many tight positions, surrounded by 2 or 3 players, and he'd just come away with it. It's like the ball's glued to his feet. I still can't believe Arsenal got him for only 30 minutes. And so Odegaard, he gets a 9 from me as well, just behind Thomas Partey in terms of man of the match. Gabriel Martinelli, quiet from Martinelli. A couple of good moments, but relatively quiet game. I'm going to give Martinelli a 6. And Lacazette, he gets a 7. Got his goal, which was important. We certainly need to see Laka chipping in with at least, I'd say, 5 between now and the end of the season. So it's good to see him get a goal. That would do his confidence a world of good. And like I said, it was a really well taken penalty as well, so it deserves a lot of credit for that. Arsenal did make 3 subs. Pepe, Smith Rowe and Nketiah all coming on in the second half. Didn't really influence the game too much. It was already done and dusted by them because Arsenal were in such a dominant position. So now we head to Liverpool on Wednesday night. Mikel Arteta's press conference at London Colney will be on Tuesday morning for that one. So keep your eyes peeled for all the latest news as we prepare for that game. As usual, I'll be back tomorrow morning. I'll do a more in-depth video looking at today's game, looking at some of the stuff Mikel had to say in a press conference, and beginning to look forward to the Liverpool game on Wednesday night. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. But until then, have a very good evening. Have a drink, celebrate. Arsenal sitting nicely back in the top 4. It's been a very, very good afternoon here at the Emirates. It's finished Arsenal 2, Leicester 0.